Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Faith and Healing. We want to thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast this afternoon. And for those of you who are continuing to enjoy this aspect of the broadcast ministry, we appreciate your feedback. We appreciate your comments. And we also appreciate your ideas on anything that you feel would totally feed the community of faith. Well, we remind you every week when we do this broadcast that God desires above all things, according to his word in 3 John chapter 2, or 3 John 2 rather, that he wishes above all things that we would prosper and be in very good health, even as our soul prospers. And I think we could all agree, and if you ask the wealthy of the world who became ill, they will tell you that truly our greatest wealth is not in our pockets, it's not in our bank accounts, it's not in our driveways, it's not on some large property sitting somewhere. Our greatest wealth is truly our health, because without health we really can't do a lot. We can't enjoy a lot. When somebody is sick and you can't do things, you can't go places, nobody could take that illness for you. Nobody could trade that illness for you. It is yours. That is now something that you have to bear, you have to carry. And so we owe it to ourselves to do the very best that we can to take great care of our bodies. As I have reminded you repeatedly on Faith and Healing, that there are times we may do our very best to get the best of health, and we may still come under the attacks of the enemy and still suffer from various ailments and things that would debilitate and hold us back and keep us from enjoying our full lives. Because again, we have an awesome and great God who wants above all things that we would prosper and be in good health. We do have an adversary who wants the adverse of that. He doesn't want that to happen. But we want to focus on the power of God to be able to use our steps of faith, which is the way we eat, the way we drink. And this is why the word reminds us that in everything we eat and in everything we drink, we should do it all to the honor and glory of God. And it is my belief that when we eat and drink to the honor and glory of God, I believe he blesses our efforts and we are able to enjoy the kind of health that he really wants us to have. So this afternoon, I am, as always, very excited to share with you various ideas on different things that could help you and me to remain as healthy as possible. I do enjoy good food. I enjoy great food. I enjoy the ability to sit and enjoy a great meal. And I like that from appetizer down to dessert. I have told you this. I haven't even tried to keep this from you. I enjoy meeting with friends. I enjoy meeting with family because they know that I do enjoy eating. And it is a huge part of the way that I live out life. However, I do want to also ensure that I eat in a way that is promoting life, that is keeping the body and the temple healthy. And I do have my delights. I love desserts. Yes, I eat. Okay, so don't think that I don't eat. I do eat and I enjoy great food, but I also believe in good health, and I believe in doing the best that I can to eat as healthy as possible. I always encourage you, though, if you're the kind of person who is just not into all that stuff and you just feel like it is a lot of work, that's why we do the presentation, so that we can help you to be able to make wholesome choices. And as I shared with you in times past, and I want to just say that to you again, if you want to go out there and just eat whatever, then when the day comes when you're told that your blood work is not exciting and your results are not great, then we have to be willing to face the consequences of the way that we've decided to eat. Now, I will say to you, there are many people who have eaten very well and have held very great and healthy diets, and they still come down with certain things. We can't forget the matters of environmental issues. We can't forget the issues of stress. There are so many things that get us sick. Lack of sleep, lack of rest. Some of us work very hard. We do many things. We have people in the medical field, especially during the pandemic, who have gone through cycles and cycles of working nonstop, and our bodies were never designed to be that way. But they're doing this as a sacrifice so they could save other lives and make people better. So, we have to also show our understanding. However, I'm going to still say, and I'm speaking to myself, okay? I tell you this all the time, whether it is a sermon or it is one of these presentations, whenever I minister to you, I am ministering to myself. Whatever I'm saying to you, I am speaking to myself, because I want what you want. Okay, I am desiring the same fulfillments, happiness, joy, and contentment in life that you're desiring. So the same message God is giving me for you, He wants me to have it too, okay? So we're in this together. No judgments here, okay? Not in this kitchen. There are no judgments in this kitchen. This kitchen is meant to help you live a healthier and a well-rounded life. And I believe together we can do this. This is why whenever I share a post, if I'm going on a certain regimen, if I'm starting, which I'm about to do one of those very shortly, I invite you to come with me and we take that journey together. Because I also believe that when we have a good support system, when we have somebody behind us who is cheering us along, when we have somebody who is supporting us through our journeys through life, it just makes the journey a lot easier. And that's the beauty of great partnership, great relationships, great friendships, great family, support. God knew what He was doing when He allowed us to have those things, because no matter how strong we are, no matter how productive we are, no matter how successful we are, we need each other. Nobody is an island, okay? So there's no such thing as I don't need you. I need you. You need me. We are all a part of God's family, and we need each other to survive. Yes, we do. Don't ever believe that we do not. I do not know that I would have been as successful as I am today without an incredible support system of amazing men and women who have supported this ministry, supported my work, been very encouraging, and has totally helped to bring me to this place. I didn't get here by myself. God used very remarkable people. Some of them were there for a short time. Some of them have been there for many years. Some was there for a day, some for a year, some for a week. They each served their purposes, and I say to God be the glory, great things He has done, and I am ever thankful to Him. And ever so often, you must also look over your life and see how God has helped. Maybe you were not feeling well and somebody gave an idea of something. Maybe you were having a down day. Somebody gave an idea and you were able to feel better. A text, a verse, a song, something, okay? So we need each other. And so I am very, excited about the things that we are talking about today on our Faith and Healing broadcast. And we're looking at the power and the significance of water and how you could create healing waters that totally feed your body and your system. Now, over the years, I must confess, so many people have admitted to not liking water. Wow. That is remarkable. And people have said to me, water don't taste good. Well, water is not supposed to taste good. It is water, okay? It's just neutral. It's not about taste. It's about good health. But bear this in mind. Imagine this. Our body is made up of 75%, if not more, because one thing I tell you all the time, medical research changes, information changes. So 10 years ago, you could hear that something was one way, then all of a sudden it's another. To my knowledge, and I stand corrected, our body is somewhere around 75% water. One thing we can't say, so let us suppose it's a little more, and that's fine. But one thing we do know is our body is made up of more water than it even is blood. And we know that life is in the blood. Without blood in the body, we wouldn't be here. We need blood in order to survive. But imagine that there's more water in our body than there is blood. So water is very significant. Now I need you to ask yourself a question today. If the body is made up of 75% water, and then we are not even giving it 1% on a daily basis, are we really working towards the success of that body, or are we working towards the detriment of that body? It's a question we have to ask ourselves. And one of the things I challenge you to do on Faith and Healing is to ask yourself these questions. If your body is made up of 75% of something, and like I said, I stand corrected, it could be more. But at least from what I have learned and the research that I've done, it's at least 75%, right? So your body is made up of that much water. And on a regular basis, 7 days in a week, there are people who have not drank a glass of water. Now, what are they drinking? Because you are not going to stay 7 days without water. Now, I recently ended a 3-day fast. My intentions were no food, no water. I just ended this a couple of days ago. And I do this often enough, okay, at least 3 days. And somewhere around my day and a half, okay, I had to come back and have at least a glass of water. I remained with no food for at least 3.5 days because I started on a Tuesday evening and I ended on a Friday evening, 6 p.m., full 24 hours, okay? And I need that. Those are the ways that I strengthen myself spiritually, one. And I've told you this before, and we'll talk about it on our other broadcast when we're doing those teachings. But I want you to bear in mind, if you're a believer and you don't fast, you're missing out on great supernatural results. Whenever I come out of those fasting times, very incredible things happen. True story. Whenever I come out of those, very supernatural and incredible things happen. But we'll talk about that on another presentation. But I just wanted to tell you how much the body needs water. Now, there are times when I fasted and I went all 3 days without water and I was fine. This time, for some reason, my body just kept craving for the water. And because I was okay with doing water, because with fasting, it's really about staying away from solid foods, like refraining from foods. Not having water is kind of optional. So when I felt for it, I did have a glass, although I minimized my intake because I didn't want to be too full on the water. So the point I'm making is the body needs that, okay? The body really needs water. Now, another thing you must keep in mind is whenever you feel dehydrated, in the moment you feel thirsty, that means the body is already dehydrated. We're not supposed to get thirsty. The body is supposed to always be hydrated. The reason why we feel thirsty is because the body is asking for water. So whenever you got to that point where you thirst and you're like, oh my goodness, I am really thirsty, I need a glass of water, this means that you are already dehydrated. So we must not allow the body to get to the point where we get thirsty, because whenever that happens, it means the body is already deprived of water. Now, what parts of the body would be most affected? Every aspect of it would, because remember, it is made up of water. However, there are some organs particularly that will suffer more or greater as a result of dehydration. You just don't want to get to that point. One of them is the kidneys. And that probably explains why so many people around the world are suffering from kidney failure. Because many of those issues, not all, but a vast majority of the matters relating to kidney issues and failures is as a result of a lack of water. The kidneys need water in order to be able to fully process the load of toxins and its flow of blood and ridding the body of toxic waste and being able to have free-flowing urination. And by the way, on that part, our urine must always be clear. Okay, whenever our urine is very yellow, it is an indication that the body is also lacking water. That is too concentrated. It is very unhealthy. The body is saying something. Also, if your urine has an odor, if it's strong, that's a problem. The body is requesting water, or it's probably already letting you know that something is wrong. So whenever you eliminate and we go to the bathroom, our urine, when we look back, and by the way, these are things you must look back on. You see, one of the issues that we all face, all of us have faced this issue. Some of us are more educated today, so we do better. And we still have to keep being deliberate and intentional so that we can maintain a healthy system. You know, whenever we eliminate, we must always check to make sure everything is okay. Whether it's a number 1 elimination or a number 2 elimination, you must check to see if there's blood in your, waste. You must check to see if there's blood in your urine, or if there is blood when you eliminate otherwise. Those things are important. Is your urine strong? Does it smell strong? Does it let out an odor? Is it very yellow or even orange? Is it thick and cloudy rather than clear? If you see those things, that is an indication that the body is letting you know that it is either greatly lacking in water, or there are other medical issues that are taking place on the inside. Now, if those things are corrected very early, if you catch them very early, then you are able to find help, that is not going to be destructive. But if you allow them to prolong, you see that 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you keep going on and on and on, and you're not addressing this, you could potentially run into some problems. So some key things you want to pay attention to. Okay, so the kidney is very greatly in need of water. Many people who have come down with kidney issues, some are genetic, some are due to birth, issues, but many of it are as a result of poor dietary lifestyle practices. And those are simple things, remedies that could be corrected by just having sufficient water in the system. So you want to remember that. The other aspect of the body that will suffer greatly if you're not giving it water is your blood. So that if you are hypertensive and you're going days on without water, that blood is not able to flow. It keeps thickening rather than having the smooth flow. What the water does is it liquefies the blood and it allows it to flow very smoothly. So if you're a hypertensive patient, if you're suffering from high blood pressure, you are somebody who should have a very strong water intake, because that will help with the free flow of blood, allowing the blood to move very freely through the blood vessels so it doesn't become thick and constricted, puts pressure, which gives you all the headaches that you're having and messes with the blood levels, both, and the ability of the blood to pump to the heart. Everything works in harmony with each other. It's like you can't get away from it. So water is very important. And let me just, as we go into our healing waters today, as we go into waters for different aspects of the body, let's just also clarify, if it is not clear now, because I've said it many times, you may have read it other places, you may have heard it from the medical care professionals. I'm not a medical care professional. I just love God, and I take what he tells me. I practice it on myself, and then I tell it to you. Because we do not only preach the gospel, we demonstrate it, okay? So always work with your medical care professionals. We cannot stress this enough. But let me say this to you. Soda is not water. It is liquid. It is not water. Juice is not water. It is liquid, but it is not water. Even healthy juice is not water. It is a liquid, but it is not water. Orange juice is not water. Pineapple juice is not water. They are liquids, but they are not water. You need water. So please don't say, I have a fresh glass of orange juice every day. I get my pineapple in on a daily basis. I have my citrus blend. you make sure that even though you're drinking all those healthy things, you are also drinking water, 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 water. Water is the source of life. Water is the source of life. You need water. All right, let's go to our many demonstrations that we have today. So we're looking at some water options that you can create. Since you say water is boring and it is not tasty, we've created some water options that allows you to enjoy your water. But not only are you enjoying your waters, you are healing your body. You're treating, you're keeping your organs healthy. You're keeping them functional. So that's the thing. I always say to you, how incredible that you eat, but when you're eating, you're taking care of your organs. You're taking care of your blood. You're taking care of your cells. That's the beauty of eating. Eating knowing that you're helping your body to do its job and to remain healthy. Same thing with your waters. So the first water we're going to look at today is drinking water for our kidneys, okay? And usually people with kidney issues, they might tell you, their issues are lower back, okay? So if you find that you're having a lot of lower back issues, you might want to schedule an appointment. That may be an indication, not always, that something is going on with the kidneys. So we have here in our jug, we have some parsley branches. And parsley is a great help to kidney health. Keeps the kidneys properly flushed, keeps them rejuvenated, keeps them very healthy, flushes out toxins from building up in the kidneys. So you want to go to your local supermarket and you want to invest in a few parsley bunches. You have the curly parsleys and then you have the leafy parsleys, and you can just drop it in. And we have some warm water. The way you prepare this is you boil the water, not the parsley. You boil the water, you turn it off, you let the water, you drop the parsley in, you let it steep, and then you simply just go ahead and you fill in your favorite cup or jug. And this has to remain refrigerated. I don't like cold water, but because it's parsley leaves, it goes bad very quickly, so you don't want to leave it out. But what you can do is you can refrigerate it so that it remains fresh. And then once it is refrigerated, when you're ready to drink it, you could take it out 30 minutes to an hour before so it gets back to room temperature. And then you drink a nice fresh glass of parsley water. You let that steep until you begin to see a slight change in the water color, gets a little green. That means the properties are released. It doesn't really have any taste because, again, it is water. And you could do that, for the whole week if you're looking to just treat the kidneys and make sure that they're doing their function and that they are, working at their optimal. So once again, this is your healing water for the kidneys, and that is your parsley water. So all the best with having very healthy and well-working kidneys with your parsley water. Another option we have here, we could never go wrong with apples. Apple is a superfood. It is filled amazingly with loads of many things, but one of its greatest benefits of nutritional values is fiber. When fiber, and we've spoken about that on other presentations, when fiber is in great proportion in the body and in the system, that leads to very great and optimal health. Elimination is great, and a regular working colon and intestine speaks to great health. That also aids with immune health. And so antioxidants, there are great nutritional values to keeping glucose levels balanced in the system. So diabetics definitely can add apple as a water source. So once again, if you don't like water, if it's too bland, if it's too just straight, you can turn your waters into something tasty. And so what I've done is I took a huge jar and I've grated. You can use a food processor, you can use your hand. I love to do things with my hand. So I've grated the apple and I've dropped it in a jug of water. And I have some extra apple here. I'm going to just drop it in. And right here, you have a huge jug of apple water. If you do not want to taste the apple pieces, you could use a strainer, and you could just strain a glass of apple water and you drink an 8-ounce glass every day. You could do that for a full week. You could do that every day and just make it your water. If you notice, the color of the water has already altered, and that's because all of the properties of the apple is released in the water. So that's our second water. Our next water option is the aloes. We talked about aloes before. Amazingly powerful. I mean, so many great benefits that are in aloes. But we know that it is also great for anti-inflammatory health. If you're an arthritis patient, if you're a lupus patient, if you're dealing with any autoimmune issues, if you're a cancer patient, all of which have connections to high levels of inflammation in the body, you want to use aloe water. And I have here some aloe pieces that are cut up, placed in some water, and to make the water more potent, I've added some grated ginger. You can add that to your taste. All inflammatory health. Again, just strain and drink, and there you would have an anti-inflammatory water. So you have this water apple here for so many things that you could help. Anti-inflammatory water, aloes, and ginger combination. Strain and just drink a glass of that. If you want to add a little honey, you can do that, but I like it straight up, okay? Your antioxidant water, okay? Once again, if you're working, if you're traveling on a daily basis, rather than go and grab a 6 whatever foot long of soda, you get a bottle like this, you drop your berries in there, a combination of berries. They sell them in the supermarket already. Blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. They come frozen. You can drop them in a huge bottle of water. You shake that up a bit, and throughout the day you drink this. This is your antioxidant water. And what that does is it destroys free radicals in the body. Free radicals tend to cause oxidative stress, and that causes all kinds of issues like cancer and all a range of negative and not so great things to our body. But antioxidants are powerful in destroying those free radicals, so you can carry with you on a daily basis one of those bottles of an antioxidant water blend that you made, minus all the sugar and all the artificial flavors. You did this yourself at home, and you can drink this on a regular basis. And finally, we have with us our immune system water. And this is a combination of limes, lemons, tangerines, or orange. And what you do is you get a nice thing of warm water or room temperature water. You slice your lemons, slice your limes, slice your oranges or your tangerines. You drop in, you let steep for about an hour so the properties are released through there, and you drink that on a very daily basis. This is an immune booster, keeps your immune system healthy at a great height. And you and I both know once our immune systems are healthy and it is strong, it could fight off just about anything, especially during this cold, flu, and pandemic season. You really want to get into the habit of adding this to your weekly and your daily drinking water. I also want to share, you can add to your aloes some lemon juice. So it is a tablespoon of lemon juice to 1 cup of water. So since we have a full cup here, I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of lemon. And this aids in also the impact of making this an even more potent aloe water combination. And there you would be doing something very incredible for your system. Well, I'm going to have a shot of apple to end our presentation today. You know, people take shots of all kinds of things that are not healthy. That is really good. It's just nice and mild and soft. Awesome. That's your aloe water here. Aloe, apple. Once again, all very great anti-inflammatory health. Antioxidant blends for destroying free radicals, immune health, kidney health, and diabetic and cancer and all the other things that apple is so great for. I want to wish you the best in your health. I hope you make water a big part of your life. Your body is made up of water. Jesus Christ is the living water of life, the source of life. We also need him in our system if we are going to have any success in this life, if we're ever going to have great health, great relationships, great family values. If we're ever going to be successful, we need the water of life to flow freely through us. And once again, just as we are in need of physical water, we are also greatly in need of spiritual water. And the only spiritual water that we're really able to have is the man, Jesus Christ himself. Well, I pray and trust that you've been blessed, that something said today has helped you to become more enriched, educated, but above all, healthier as you add water as a more ongoing aspect of your daily health. Until next time, on Faith and Healing, continue to be healthy and keep the faith.